Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
Hello and welcome to the Popternative podcast and talk show where we have digital discussions, the worlds of TV, film, pop culture, news, lifestyle, sports, everything really, depending on the guest. We talk about it all. As always, I'm your host, Peter Remoliotis. Social media, you know me as PD Beats. You will recognize my guest from Cobra Kai. Season 3 is now available on Netflix. He plays Nate. His name is Nathaniel O. Nathaniel. Welcome to Popternative, man.
Thank you for having me.
Which one do you prefer?
I go by either, but Nate is
Probably Nate.
shorter,
It's on your
so,
Instagram
yeah.
and everything. Thank you so much for doing this. Congrats with the success so far. I mean, we expected it to be crazy, and it's been crazy, right?
Yeah, it was insane. I didn't expect I knew it was gonna be big, but it was like crazy. It was a lot crazier than I expected.
So I've seen you have done some interviews here and there about Cobra Kai in the past, so it might be kind of repeat. But in terms of your involvement from season 2 and now season 3, how did you get involved with Cobra Kai?
Like, how did I start?
Yeah, how did
So
you? So
yeah,
you auditioned and everything. Like, what was
it
that
was
kind of
a
process like?
it was like I talk about this a lot, but it's like a really weird. It's not very common for this to happen. But what happened was this was actually my first job ever.
Hmm.
And what happened was my aunt was like my cousin was really into acting. She had like a little acting phase, and my aunt was following all these like casting directors, I think, on like social media, and she found one of these like a something for a background character, and she saw it and she was like, "Hey, this matches you perfectly. You do martial arts, and you're right about to turn 13, which was like the age, like the lowest age that you could be."
Yep.
And so I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll just try it out. It'll be fun to go there for just like a day or two."
Yeah.
And so yeah, I signed up for it. I didn't actually expect to get it, and they're like, "Yeah, sure, come in, right?" And so I go in, and it was really crazy because I didn't know, we didn't get like any like we barely get any information
Mm.
before going in, and once we got in, it was crazy to see like all these big time actors. Like, well, my mom knew them. I wasn't like I didn't know them as well, but my mom thought it was really cool, and it was really interesting because I thought I was just gonna be there for a day, and they called me back and called me back again, and then eventually they offered me. They're like, "Hey, would you like to audition for this?" And I was like, "Yeah, that would be crazy." So I auditioned for it. It was really really, yeah, it was a crazy story. It normally doesn't happen.
That is crazy. And you know what, man? It's like there's a lot of characters on Cobra Kai. There's a lot of people that are part of different dojos and they're in the school, and there's different characters from Karate Kid and from Cobra Kai. There's a lot of characters. But like if you think about it, like your character has had some pretty cool Kodak moments, so to say. Like there's been some cool Nate moments in the show. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
season 2, the dance and the party. You know what I mean? Like obviously your line with Bert at the school is just fantastic, and then to just make it even bigger and better, your lines in season 3 are just like the best thing ever. You know what I mean? That
yeah,
progression is interesting to see as well.
yeah. Speaking of my lines, yeah, I had like, I think it was the only F word in the entire season.
And it's so out of nowhere too.
Yeah. When I saw the script, I was like freaking out because I had to sit there, say the F word with my mom like 20 feet away
And just
or
yell it
something.
too. They
Yeah, and
beat,
I'm
beat
I'm,
the
I'm
shit out of
screaming
me.
it. Yeah.
um so you were around in season 2, right? But when you come back for season 3 and you read the script, were you a bit kind of surprised with like, because there was more Nate in season 3 than season 2, one can make an argument. Were you
Yeah,
surprised?
yeah.
What was that kind of like?
Um, I mean, I obviously I was happy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, it was really cool to see it, and I was kind of scary. I don't want to like taint the Karate Kid reputation or something. So it was kind of nerve-wracking, but overall, it was really, really interesting and really fun experience.
Absolutely. Um, the fan reception has just been crazy. We kind of expected it. because you see all the fan reactions even before, Cobra Kai season 3 came out.
Yeah.
Do you think you were prepared for the insanity that happened?
I didn't expect it to be like that scale, And then just from being from season 1 and 2 transferring over to Netflix, that I didn't expect it to blow up that much. And then on top of that, when season 3 released, yeah, it's pretty insane.
It is pretty crazy. You see on social media, yourself, Owen Morgan who plays Bert, Joe Sugg who plays Kyler. It looks like there was kind of a bond when you guys were on set. Talk a little bit about kind of that dynamic of a lot of the people, like the crew on Cobra Kai.
Yeah, it was I mean, Joe was I think he's like the one of the I think he might be one of the only other Asian actors on the show, and I really thought his character was cool in season 1. Like I saw it, and I don't know, he's just such a great guy. And well, me and Owen we're obviously pretty close. We've been with each other. We had almost the same story in getting into acting, and since he was like a year ahead, he kind of like taught me all like how to do the stuff. And then so we already had like a pretty tight bond. And then after that, in season 3, when I met Joe, he was just such a nice, cool guy that yeah. And then I guess we just had a lot of fun on set.
And I feel like people lost their mind about Kyler returning because of this, Nate. So in the trailer, when the trailer for season 3 showed up, and it's pretty cool because we see you in the trailer in season 3 because they show the two like crews. Like that must have been cool too. You see that, right? So
Yeah.
we got like a confirmation that Nate was gonna be back basically, which is cool to see, right? So there was that. But there were sprinkles on the internet about, Chosen maybe returning. Like there were rumors, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there was nothing about Kyler coming back.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really expected it. Like he had, I remember like everybody was like, "Oh yeah, we need to keep it like under wraps. We don't want like nobody was allowed to like post like a picture or something of Kyler. Like they really wanted to keep it like as a surprise.
Yeah, but like he had a pretty cool role this season too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Which was interesting. I mean, like you guys were obviously enemies in the show, but you're good friends in real life. You know what I mean? But like, it's one of those things too where I rewatched, like a lot of people, I rewatched the fight scene, and the fight scene was insanity. Like I thought the season when I had Sholo on last year talking about season 2 school scene, I thought that was like the craziest thing. But this kind of like brings it to another level, which is insane. What was that whole
Yeah.
experience like?
So I was there in the second season fight
Yep.
scene too, but
Yeah.
I was this I forgot exactly what they call it, but it's like where it's like a huge sequence and it's all one take.
Yep.
And that was crazy. They had one in season 2, but the one in season 3, I think it was just as cool or maybe even cooler. I mean, it was crazy how much work the stunt team had to put into just making that one uh little scene. And it was crazy. Like they had like all these breakaway glass like vases and stuff that people were just slamming into. And then yeah,
Sorry,
it was
no,
really
I'm laughing because I'm just thinking of the sequence where you just get put against the glass.
yeah, that part.
Yeah.
Funny story actually. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's the one that they put in, but in one of them, so I was supposed to turn my face, but I forgot to turn my face. I went straight like face first into the glass,
Yeah, and then you
and
got
I
thrown
just
in the
like
Christmas
ate it.
tree. I
Yeah,
mean, that was brutal for Nate.
there's actually like a really cool part. It didn't make it into the final cut, but it was like a little part afterwards with me and Owen kind of teaming up, and that was also really fun to shoot. And I just think that the entire last episode, it was probably one of the most fun days on set.
So I have to tell you, I grew up like I'm a big rock music fan, a big metal fan. I just like I can't wait for like the soundtrack for this season to be like shown because
Release, yeah.
it will release because man, like that song during that whole sequence, right? Specifically that sequence with the tree and everything, that backtrack is so I can't wait to I'm gonna listen to that at the gym all the time when COVID lets me go to the gym. You know what I mean? I can't wait for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get to see the final product until like everyone else saw it. So I was just as surprised as like all the fans. I got to have the same sort of like experience as the fans when watching that.
Yeah.
It was really cool to see how they put together all the little clips, and it was crazy.
But isn't the music good in that whole
Yeah, the
sequence though?
music too was crazy. Yeah.
And like, man, like, and let's be honest, Nate. Okay, like everyone who's watching this interview right now, like, they've watched Cobra Kai. Like, trust me, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So like, okay, so even like the build up when Hawk turns and helps Dimitri, like that whole music, like I don't know, it just like the whole thing like knocked it out of the park. It was awesome.
Yeah. It was. I mean, I knew that the fans were gonna love it, but it was. I mean, it was really, really. I mean, it was way better than anything I could have imagined.
Absolutely. It's funny because, you know, even before season 3 came up, you're on social media a lot. There's a lot. The one thing about the Cobra Kai fans, they're fantastic, but they are passionate and they're nonstop. And they always have theories. There's always theories all the time. Just like it's crazy. And I tried to go in as fresh as I could with season 3 because everyone has theories. And sometimes theories could be spoilers because then someone comments, right? I mean, it's a simple question for you, right? Like you were in season 2 to season 3, and now season 3 with, you know, what's going to happen in season 4, you know what I mean? How do you just kind of like stay kind of even keel and just kind of just go day by day and be Nate and like not give in to all these theories? Because there's so many of them. It's hard to escape them sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I love reading the theories. Like the coolest thing about one of the coolest things about being a cast member is you already know what's gonna happen, so you can read it and you can see like, hey, like you can like compare it to like the actual thing and be like, whoa, this guy has no idea. Like, and sometimes we're actually like, whoa, that's kind of scary how close they are to the actual story. But yeah, and it's just cool to read all their theories and pretty interesting. I try not to like get too absorbed in it, but they're just some of them are really out there and some of them are like pretty accurate too. So.
You know what's one thing I just realized about Nate, which is kind of cool? So there's like right now, there's like 3 dojos right now, technically. There's Cobra Kai, there's Eagle Fang, and there's Miyagi-Do. And I'm pretty sure there's been a lot of like switches, but I'm pretty sure Nate's been like Miyagi-Do for like a good amount of the time.
Yeah.
Right? Or did you like you were in Cobra Kai a little bit, but like
I was in the Cobra Kai for a short amount of time and then I switched over.
Yeah, but did you switch when Chris like when Khalil what's it is it Chris?
Khalil? Yeah.
But in the show
Khalil,
is it Chris?
Yeah. In the show, his name's
were
Chris,
you did you switch when he was there or did you switch before that?
I switched when he switched.
Okay. But you know the show is amazing. Nate, thank you so much for coming on Popternative for a little bit, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Where can people follow you on social media to keep up to date with everything?
I'm on Instagram. It's o.nate, or it's OH, which is my last name, period, NATE, all lowercase. And you can find me there on Instagram.
Absolutely. And people can watch Cobra Kai seasons 1 through 3 right now on Netflix.
Yeah.
If they haven't, they got to go do it because the fight scene's crazy. Nate's awesome. He has some F-bombs. He's not dancing in season 3, but he's, you know, raising money, car washes, getting robbed, yelling that he got crap kicked out of him. He gets hit. He gets his face on glass. He gets thrown a Christmas tree. It's insanity for Nate in season 3. I'm just saying.
Yeah, for sure.
But we're just missing the dancing, though. Like like there's no dancing in season 3.
I mean, we've got plenty of dancing behind the scenes.
Absolutely. Seriously, man, thank you so much. Congrats on the success with this, man. It's awesome to see.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was really cool being here. And yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Be sure to check Nathan O, aka Nate from Cobra Kai. Season 3 is available right now. Until next time, this is Nathaniel O and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.